What are you doing now?
I'm playing
Look
Lego.
at that, Jackie.
I'm playing Lego. Generally in life, I'm running as a candidate in
Look
the
at
Brisbane
my
City
name,
Council
Jackie.
elections for the Gallagher ward.
What's your name?
Rachel Gallagher.
Favourite food?
Anything made out of potato.
Most interesting place that you've been on holiday?
East Pillinger, so that's it's an abandoned town in the Franklin Gordon Rivers National Park in Tasmania. So we went there on our travels when my daughter was a baby, and we trekked through the forest, and you come out and you can see how nature's just completely reclaimed this old town, which is pretty amazing.
What are you doing now?
We are playing Lego, but generally in life, I'm running as a candidate in the Brisbane City Council elections.
Where do you want to be in the near future?
I like to be in a position where I'm learning more and speaking to locals about what their hopes are for our city.
Why politics?
Because when you work in industry or in research, you quickly realise that if you want to enact the change, you need to be in government.
Why the Labor Party and not a different party?
The Labor Party has had a large impact in my life. I've been in the Labor Party since I was a teenager, but it was because of Labor Party policies that I am where I am today. You know, my grandfather was the first person in his family to obtain a trade qualification, and he became a boilermaker under a government apprenticeship. And because of his stable work, my mum, and the fact that the Labor government had abolished university fees, my mum was able to be the first person in her family to go to university. Without those changes, she would never have been able to go. So because of the hard work of my family and because of our country's history of strong progressive leadership, I've been able to have my qualifications and my experience while also having a young family, and I haven't had to compromise like so many other people have before me.
If you had to invite 3 people to a dinner party from any point in history, who would they be and why?
So Robin Davidson, who's travelling with her camels from Alice Springs to the Western Australian coast. It would be just fascinating to talk to her, just because a journey like that I think would just be impossible in this modern age of technology. Isabella Bird, she was the first woman to be inducted into the Royal Geographical Society and was an explorer in the 19th century who travelled throughout the Asia Pacific. And probably finally somebody like Jacinda Ardern, you know, a leader in this era of divisive and polarising politics who's been able to lead with positivity and consensus. I think that's quite amazing.
Favourite fiction and non-fiction book?
Again, a really hard question, because it will depend on the day. Non-fiction, I really like Robert Macfarlane as an author. He wrote Mountains of the Mind. And fiction, probably The English Patient or Anna Karenina.
Why is local government important to you?
Because local government, which is city councils, make the decisions that really impact our lives. They decide how many new homes are approved, how many more people move in. They decide how we travel by their investment in public transport or active transport. And they decide how many parks and how green our city is.
Get that money off, Mummy?
Sure. And these decisions impact each one of our lives.
What did you do before this?
Immediately before this, I was drinking a smoothie that my partner had made for breakfast. But generally in life, I was living in a van.
Where's the box, Mummy?
I don't know. Where is it? With my family, travelling around Australia, and at the same time I was finishing my thesis, which was about how redevelopment has changed the urban form of our suburbs. So every suburb in the Gallagher ward was my area of research.
What's one underestimated part of the Gallagher?
One of my favourite parts of the Gallagher ward is Paradise Park, which is at the bottom of Sankey Street. It's a beautiful little park with a vegetable garden or a little community garden, and it's just a really special place to me.
Favourite place to shop?
Any bookstore.
If you could summarise your values in 4 words, what would they be?
Diligence, empathy, equity, and understanding.
Who is someone you look up to?
Probably, there's a lot of people in my life that have taken on a mentoring role, which I'm very grateful for. A lot of strong women, but probably number 1 would have to be my mum. My mum's an inclusive education teacher, so partly because of her lived experience with having a brother with Down syndrome and observing and witnessing growing up how little educational opportunities existed for him when he was born in 1962. So, and my mum's overcome quite a lot of adversity to be able to be the first person in her family to finish uni. So,
what makes a community work?
being connected, knowing your neighbours, knowing who to look out for and who to invite over for a cup of tea, and it's really important.
What is the challenge of this decade?
Climate change.
What's your coffee order?
Flat white.
How would your parents describe you?
Hard work.
Biggest challenge you faced thus far running for council?
All of the constructive feedback.
I'll play shop, Mummy.